coming Guba election in Edo State, will ensure that we'll bring in as many Guba candidates as we can. I mean, it's a platform provided for the Guba candidates to come here and speak to you, speak to the people of Edo State, and let them articulate the plans they have if voted into office. And this morning, we have the honor of having the Guba candidate of the Labour Party for the September 21 governorship election in Edo State in the person of Barrister Olumide Akpata. Barrister Olumide Akpata, good morning.
Morning, Honorable. Thank you very much for having me here.
Okay.
Excited to be here.
And we're excited to have you join us in the studio this morning. I did mention not quite 5 minutes ago that it's 33 days to go to the big day, now to the election. You have been around, you've been engaging with the people of Edo State, different interest groups, different demographies of Edolites. I think on Saturday evening or thereabout, I saw somewhere around the upper mission thereabout, something like a convoy, still engaging with people. And from all the engagements and from the interactions that you have had with the people of Edo State so far, what's your impression as we get close to the final home stretch before the polls?
Yes, Honorable. We have been engaging. We'll continue to engage. I'm so glad about the point my brother here just raised, which is that it is about the people. You know, you hit the nail on the head, because this whole process is about the people. The classic definition of democracy has people mentioned in it 3 times. It is not a coincidence. Politics and governance is about the people, but the tragedy in our own setting is that the people have been taken out of the equation. So you find out that it is the brickbats, as we talked about, that make the news. It is the jostling between the parties that makes the news. The people who are supposed to be the objective are totally forgotten. So Labour Party is here. If you notice, our logo has writing there, Papa, Mama, Pikin, also known as people. So they are our focus. That is why we will not get ourselves engaged in vainglorious debates among personalities. We're looking for the people, what it is, what do they want, where the thing they pain them, you know. And you asked what has my experience been. My experience has been, it has been a mix of emotions. Fantastic and really glad to engage with the people, but you find out that the people are despondent. The people are unhappy. The people have lost faith in the democratic process. The people are almost hopeless. But we are trying very hard to get them to believe again, to have hope again, because serially they've been raped by the practitioners, our political practitioners. Serially. They have been disappointed. Like I said, they've been removed from the process, so they don't believe anymore.
Now, Barrister Olumide Akpata, as you speak now, you know, I'm just like having a re-echo of what former President Olusegun Obasanjo just said at the weekend in Abeokuta. And he spoke about leadership deficit. He spoke about transactional leaders. He spoke about deficit in knowledge within the leadership space. And that's not until we begin to have transformational leaders that we're not going to get it right. We're not going to move an inch. And from the way you have been speaking, people are despondent because they've been serially raped. And what you have been trying to do in your engagement with people so far is to see how hope can be rekindled, how we can make them believe again. You know, so what is your own perception about leadership? What leadership should truly be? And now we are situating it within the context of Edo State.
So Baba is right. Baba is absolutely right. The fish rots from the head. Everything rises and falls on leadership. That is why people like me, Olu Akpata, I left my comfort zone to come out and to demonstrate to the people that we are not all bad. They cannot tar all of us with the same brush. Governance or government exists for the sole purpose of providing better life for our people. So leadership must be such that gives direction. Leadership must be such that brings everything. A coalition of all of these issues should end up at better life being provided for our people. But the issue is that we don't have that. at the moment. So the people are despondent because over time they've been promised and promised and promised that leadership will actually come to the fore. These things, firstly, let us go sector by sector. Or let me say, because we don't have time. Food is an issue for the average Edo person or Nigerian. It's 90,000 naira and counting for a bag of gari. How do you explain that to a guy in a country where we're still battling to achieve minimum wage of 70,000 naira? So that means your monthly salary cannot buy a bag of gari. There's a problem there. Healthcare, road, all of these things are supposed to be provided when there is effective leadership. So I agree entirely with Baba. It is transactional leadership. Go look at the conversations. When you hear our leaders talk, you find out that it is only about the things that bother them. Have you seen the speed with which legislation that the presidency is interested in, the speed with which that legislation will go through the House National Assembly? You ask yourself, so they feel work like this? They just say, oh, a bill is presented today from Mr. President. The ayes have it, bam, matter don't close. Oh, so when I feel pass law like this, quick. So it is only the one that interests them that they accelerate through the legislature. The people-oriented, people impacting legislation or bills, those ones die. They die in the halls of the National Assembly because it not concern them. We have to change leadership. We have to change the mindset of our leaders. So, Labour Party, we are here for Papa, Mama, Pikin. So our policies and our programs must be people-oriented, and they will be people impacting and people-focused. And I always use as our example, the only governor we have in Nigeria, one governor, who has been in office for only 1 year, Dr. Alex Oti in Abia State. In less than 1 year, we have power, electricity in Aba 24/7. It's not rocket science. If you're really interested in the people, the other day, Governor Oti brought out ₦1 billion to and asked market women and traders to come and collect interest-free loans to do their business. People focused, people impacting. Roads are being fixed in Abia State with good drainages. And it is just 1 year. But in other states, including this Edo state, you find out that they want us to believe that it is so difficult. So that is my problem. That leadership, there has to be a rethink. And we better do it quickly. We saw the protests. We all experienced the protests early this month. The people are speaking. The people are talking. I hope these leaders are listening. The word is enough for the wise.
Now, you are the global candidates of the Labour Party, and in 33 days, it's time for the people of Edo State to cast their vote and elect their next governor. You've been engaging with the people. You have listened to them. And I'm sure you've also taught every senatorial district, if not every ward, in this state. What do you think are the urgent needs of the people that you can say, if you vote me into office, within the first 100 days in office, within the first 6 months in office, within the first year, just the way you referred to Dr. Alex Oti in Abia State, you will be sure that Barrister Olumide Akpata, as governor of Edo State, will do this?
So yes, we have been engaging. Indeed, I make bold to say that it is only Labour Party that is campaigning. I make bold to say it's only Labour Party that is talking to the people. I, along with our Deputy Governor candidate, Alhaji Yusuf Asama Kadiri, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, we have visited all 18 local governments. We finished the first circuit. We are on the second circuit. We are in Oredo today. We were in Ego yesterday and the day before. All 18 local governments, from Igwabazwa to Igweben, from Auchi to Igara. Now, what we find is that very difficult to prioritize, but we must do it. Number one is electricity. There is no power. Any economy that is to move forward must be propelled by electricity. Small and medium-scale enterprises need power. Orion local government sits on the largest inland gas deposit in Nigeria. But Uronigbe and Abudu have not had power for 10 years. I tell you this not because they tell me. I tell you this because I go there. When you ask a people, we will give them a school, we will give them a light. They say, we don't want. Leave that one. Give us light. A local government headquarters, Abudu. And many of you, if you are familiar with this state enough, you know that Abudu is first generation.
Yes.
Local government headquarters. 10 years, no power. So luckily, even before I go into the first order of business, as Dr. Oti has done in Abia, is to provide power. I'm a lawyer, I'm a corporate lawyer. I've been involved in the electricity space. Providing power is not an overnight issue. So we will have a short, medium, and long-term approach to it. But, so as I'm not going to say I will give you power in 100 days. But yes, before my first year is over, Edo State will have power. Because we will put power plants. Good enough, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has been amended.
Yeah. Exactly.
States can participate in power generation. I am very familiar with that ecosystem. Generation, transmission, distribution. I have been working in that sector since 1999 when we worked with the federal government of Nigeria in the privatization of what used to be known as NEPA. So I understand that value chain. We will ensure that we put power projects around the state. And then there are different sources of power. So Orion has gas, so we will make sure that we have gas-fired plants. There's also hydro. There's solar. We will have an energy mix or a fuel mix to make sure that depending on location, there will be power. That's the number one, my honorable.
It's okay.
Number two, agriculture. We are going to ignite an agricultural revolution in Nigeria. We remember OFN, Operation Feed Nation.
Yes.
We remember Green Revolution. Nigeria has done itself a disservice by abandoning agriculture. And when you focus on agriculture, local government by local government, farm settlements in all of the local governments. Now, what that does is that you feed yourselves as a state, you provide jobs. Agriculture is one of the greatest providers of jobs. You stem rural-urban migration.
Yes.
And then you improve the economy of that environment because each farmer is empowered. Now, what are the specific steps you need to take in agriculture? One, government must be an off-taker. Government cannot run away from that sector because of the multiplier effect. Government will uptake produce and then on-sell. So in these farm settlements that we're talking about, there is the farm, there will be storage facilities also close to the farm. Then there will be agro-allied value-adding processing zones where tomato can be converted to tomato puree, pineapple can be converted to pineapple juice. You create an ecosystem in each local government so that you see that youths will be working. Jobs are provided. Number three is security.
Exactly.
Security is critical for that agricultural sector and for the entire state. The governor is chief security officer, but you and I know that that is on paper only.
Exactly.
So we must understand our setting. Government has to cooperate with the police and other participants in the security architecture. Edo State government must equip the police that are sent here, the DSS who are here. Technology has come to our rescue. Crime detection and crime prevention has been aided all over the world by technology. We must acquire that technology. A kidnapper uses his phone, you must be able to geolocate the individual immediately. So we do that, but there are other things you do for security. For agricultural sector, forest rangers will be set up to make sure that our
forest
agriculture is just the way the federal government protects oil and gas installations. Edo State will protect agricultural settlements because for us, it's our treasure. We will not pay lip service to the issue. That's number three. Number four, I will stop there. It's a long list. Number four is education. And I will add health to it, both of which contribute to human capital development.
Yes.
Because our people are our greatest assets. If they are trained, if they are enlightened, and if they are well in soundness of mind and body, then they can function. So education, I don't know if you've seen our schools today. I had to go and renovate a school in Ewato. close to Obiaja, where children were lying down on the ground, taking their notes. That video went viral all over Nigeria. I renovated that block as an individual. Last weekend, I was in Wode, a town called Uhi. I went to visit Uhi Secondary School, set up in 1970. It was a school with boarding house. Fantastic setting. Inter-house sports used to happen there. Schools used to come from all over Edo State, set up by our father, Saigbavo Ogbamudia. Today, if you want, I will share that video with you. I almost wept when I went into the school. It looked like the school, a school abandoned because of war. It seemed like a war setting. I had to ask, is this school, let's say it's still operational, overgrown by weed, roof caving in? That is where our children are going to school. So we will deal with education and health. So those first four, I will say to you, are very critical. And then, road infrastructure.
Exactly.
Road infrastructure. In this state, I drive past some areas, I see a signboard. Please bear with us. This is a federal road. Message from the Edo State government. I was scandalized when I saw that. That is what they call abdication of responsibility. Federal road, local government road, whatever, fix it. If you are supposed to be reimbursed, go to Abuja like everybody else and collect your reimbursement. Yeah. River State fixes federal roads. Akwa Ibom fixes federal roads. Ebonyi State fixes federal roads. So for us, road is important because if the people are moving, the economy is moving. And then it also has security implications. Now, who stop for road? Yes. Say because he want pass one big pothole, make him motor not go scatter. Right? He has to his car will almost grind to a halt. Not be so. Exactly. What is he now? Is a sitting target. Yes. As he wait to pass pothole, now that kidnapper go see him now. Exactly. Now that armed robber go see him. If na express road, who want come carry him for road? You know what they say about standing in front of a moving train?
You cannot.
Hey, it will crush you.
It will crush you.
So if the roads are fixed, you reduce the incidence of crime. The man coming from Saple Road, he has there at 10 p.m. at night. He wants to drive home direct. But he reach one point, he get to stop. Yes. Reason now, whether on the left or this pothole he go pass or on the right. Before they think that one finish, they don't tie neck and for junction. So those are the implications. Look at Ologbo. Look at Ologbo the other day. I grew up in Warri. When I was growing up, in 50 minutes, door to door, beginning to Warri. Now you get to Ologbo. Go back there again. I went to Ologbo 4 days ago to go and campaign. Again, the road is bad. When the road bad, tanker go one pass, tanker go fall. Petrol go leak. A desperate people, because our people are so desperate, they start scooping petrol. People say, how can they do that? I say, it's because you don't understand the level of desperation that they have gotten to. You say that they craze, they don't know say matches feel like now, as it did. They know. But for them, they'll say, oh, die and I die, make we chook head. Because if I collect one bucket of petrol for a year now, my family go chop. That is a level of desperation I pray that we never get to see. So, tanker fall, petrol leak, people they try scoop up. One spark, there's a conflagration. A whole village, 400 people are dead. Then the governor goes and says, accept my sympathy. Sympathy of which? Whose sympathy help? If the road had been fixed, we will not be where we are. So those are my priority areas.
Just before I allow Israel ask one or two, before we go to the phone line, I've listened to you and you've spoken so eloquently. And from the way you have also spoken, it shows that you've been around. It shows that you've been to places. You've mentioned names of places that you've been to and the real-time problems you saw on the ground. In those places, and you seem to be so sure-footed about your blueprint for solutions to these problems. Now, I'll ask you this eyeball to eyeball. Can we trust Olumide Akpata? We've heard people talk. People have sounded like the Cicero, and they have spoken and all that, and they seem to have a good grasp of what the situation is, appreciation of the problem, appraisal of the problem, but getting into office, some cold feet, and everything fizzle out. So can we trust? And you also said the people are despondent because they've been serially raped in your ward. No. So it's Olumide Akpata going to be different? Is he going to walk the talk?
The Bible says, by their fruits you shall know them.
Yes.
Not be so?
That's so.
They're not the right time for person here. Talk is cheap. I agree with you. Talk is cheap. So I'm not the kind of person I recognize. Particularly, I know what I'm battling with. You are right. I've gone everywhere. I've gone around. One of the things I'm grateful for this journey is just the opportunity to really experience firsthand my home state. Igwabazua, first generation local government, no bank, no state, no government presence. Then you would think that Igwabazua, and then the story end. Benga, where are you from, sir?
I'm from Lagos.
Okay. If you know the number of Yoruba camps and settlements in Ovia Southwest, I was astounded. Camp Adebayo, Camp Omorui, Yoruba people living there, totally separated from development, totally separated from government infrastructure. What I have seen, eye-opener. In Edo North, Okwela, Ekperi, Okpepe, Igara, Ososo, Langpese. I've been to all these places. In Edo Central, where they have had 3 federal ministers of works from that zone. Uromi, intracity roads, impassable, non-existent. Igwebe, Ekpoma, Ewato I mentioned already. I have gone around. I can understand why our people are disappointed. You know, they go tell you, say, we don't see your part 1. What is one way you talk? We don't hear them before. So what we have tried to, first and foremost, I just say today, I say first, number 1, I'm a Bini man, Oviedo Pataki. The Bini man, our word is our bond. My name is Akpata. Go and investigate my family. The same family that produced Olu Akpata, Senator Akpata. The same family that produced Ephraim Akpata. These are my father's brothers. The same family that produced Tayo Akpata. So the first thing is to find out what are my antecedents, what is my pedigree. My name is important to me. I want to be able to hold my head high in this my community. To say this is my value add. My uncle Tayo was Commissioner of Education under Ogbemudia. Till today, his exploits are still being heralded. They are still being talked about in education in Midwest State. My uncle Olu Akpata, Senator representing Bendel Central in 1979 to 83, he's still being talked about today. Ephraim Akpata, go to the judiciary, a man unblemished. He was chairman of INEC in 1999. When you see the I in INEC, he put it there. When he was appointed, he was known as NEC.
National Electoral Commission. He
told Abdusalami Abubakar, I will only accept this job if you put the word independent behind NEC. That's how it became INEC.
All right.
Then, so that's I'm giving you one historical fact now.
Thank you so much.
Now, come to Olu Akpata. I am the immediate past president of the Nigerian Bar Association. I ran an association, 128 branches around the country. Over 100,000 members. You know, to run an association made up of only lawyers. Yes. You know what that one means? I ran an election. I'm the first non-senior advocate in over 30 years to be president of the bar. And for those 2 years, I repositioned, with my team, we repositioned the Bar Association. Fired it up, got it again to play its role as the defender of the defenseless, the voice of the voiceless. The facts are there to speak, records are there. You all have lawyer friends and family. And when I was leaving, after making sure that the association was running and running optimally, I left in the account. I paid all our debts. I paid our debts, all our obligations, because government is a continuum. You can't go into government and say, not be me do this one. Once you take that load, everything is on your head. Paid debts, paid everything, got the association working. Lawyers began to believe again. Remember I said we were trying to get the people to believe again. Because the lawyers had given up. The question was always, what does the MBA do for me? To be a member of MBA is compulsory. Once you are called to the bar, you become a member. They said, this one, what would they do for you? But after 2 years, the story changed. And as I was leaving, Honorable, yes, I left 1.5 billion naira in the coffers of the Nigerian Bar Association.
Not empty treasury.
Eh?
Not empty treasury.
No. My successor, I handed 1.5 billion to him, make it a start work. I not see that one when I enter there. Prudence, prioritization, proper management of resources. By their fruits, you shall know them.
All right.
So, that is the best I can say, because true, based on the disappointments of the past, I can understand why the people may find it very difficult to believe our politicians.
Well, I was going to ask, are you going to build a wall around yourself when you become governor? Because the question is always, how do we assess you after you become governor? So should you have the opportunity to take on the saddle in Edo State, what would be your the level of openness to the people? Can they reach you? Is there a way they can connect with you?
Well, you see, Israel, I first and foremost, I have zero protocol. Zero protocol. I am a people person normally. We understand, the security people will tell you, we must protect you. So, within the context of providing protection for a governor, you can be sure that I'm going to keep my doors open. Because if I can't talk to the people, feedback will be impossible to obtain. Paul Kagame in Rwanda today conducts regular town hall meetings till today. Rwanda is my favorite destination in Africa right now because I just go there to learn. When I go there just to see, to say, okay, so I'm not a craze when I say these things can be done. See this African country just down the road. You can't see dirty for ground for Kigali. Say you drop dirty for ground. They never burn you. They don't do it because it has become a culture. So, regular town hall meetings. Number one, the people will be able, there must be a feedback mechanism. We have 192 wards in Edo State, 192. Each ward, we will create a ward development committee. 3 persons, 1 party official, 1 person from the ward, 1 state government official, 3 per ward. So that per ward, so that you drill down development. There will be the feedback. So word by word, Mr. Governor, on this day, you are going to so place for community engagement. Then they will also have how they reach governor when they want to come. We will set up 3 government house annexes. So the governor, time will come when you go reach Benin, you define governor, say no. Governor is in government house annex, Igwabazua. I'm operating from there this period. Governor is in government house Ekpoma. I'm operating from there this period. Governor is in government house Auchi. He's operating from there this period. I'll give you the 3 locations. Those are the 3 locations where we will put government house annex. So it is in my enlightened self-interest to ensure that that channel is open. If not, that's the beginning of failure. As MBA president, the first thing I did was communication, talking to the people, so that you know where the matter they pain them. You cannot even begin to pretend or suppose that you are a repository of all knowledge. Say, now only you know pass.
Okay. All right. It's time for us to go to the phone lines. The phone lines have been buzzing. We have text, we have WhatsApp, and also comments on Facebook. If you'd like to ask a question directly, and I'm saying question, not comment, question, the numbers to call are these: 0705 512 9881, 0705 572 7881. There's one more: 0902 672 2592. For text and for WhatsApp, it is 0705 967 6881. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. The phone lines are jamming. Everybody wants to call at once. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh my goodness. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Good morning, Brenda.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my Honorable Olumide Akpata.
Good morning, my brother. How you doing?
I do fine.
Well done.
In fact, I appreciate your... My name is Consola. I'm calling from South Road. The truth of the matter is, what you just spoke on now, I'm so pleased with it. But we have been hearing this. This governor that is on now said he will give Edo light. At the end, we couldn't see it. There's somebody there, Israel said something. He said, will you build wall when you have gone there? Will you build wall? Look at those who are representing your party in the national. They did the same thing now. Immediately they saw SUV, they changed their map. Can you? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councillor. Let's get more questions. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Paoje speaking from Benin.
Paoje, let's have your question. Happy to have you.
The barrister has spoken well. He's a very sound. But I want to ask him, is this fair? Is it fair? A Benin man is going. A Benin man will still get elected. He's not been out of government for 24 years.
Okay, Paoje, your line is breaking, but I think your question is that, is it fair for a Benin man to be going in after a Benin man is leaving, correct? Oh, the line is breaking, Paoje, but I think I got that question correctly.
You did.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling us from, please?
My name is Ogbemudia. I'm calling from Benin City.
Happy to have you, Bemuja. Let's have your question.
Thank you. Yes, I just want to ask our incoming governor. From all that he has said, he represents a way of hope to Edo people, for a better tomorrow. And I just want to know, when we go out, because we will go out to the polls to vote for him, what is his plan to defend our votes and make sure that our votes count and the will of the people prevail?
All right. Thank you so much, Bemuja. Much appreciated. Let's take a few questions from our WhatsApp line. Good morning. We've got Ike Obina in Ogida this morning. Is that he wants to register as a Labour Party member and would love to know how to go about that. We also have Julius Elder Statesman this morning. Good morning, Julius Elder Statesman. It says, it's a pleasure to listen to you, Barrister Akpata. Please, sir, we need to see your manifesto online. We want to know how you intend to secure our forest and our people in details. Plus, would you declare free education and improve our transport infrastructure, like providing rail transport? Obaseki generated power, but BEDC did not give him the transmission lines. How will you do it? And finally, don't you think it is the turn of ASAM people to govern Edo State? That is from Julius Elder Statesman. Let's take a pause. We have about 4 to 5 questions. Let's address those questions so we don't, lose track of what we're saying. So, Barrister, thoughts?
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you very much. Fantastic questions. Make I first hail our brother Kansola when called from Sapler Road. You do well. Thank you. Essentially, your question, I say whether I go fit all the things when I talk, whether I go fit do them. Essentially, can I actually deliver on all the promises? Because you have heard promises like this from others before us. Specifically, you mentioned the name of Governor Obaseki. And I said to you, I think while you were trying to dial, I think we were dealing with that issue. When you were trying to call in, and Kansola, how person go to come? I can begin to talk from now till I'm blue in the face. They no finish, abi. But there's an element of risk in everything we do in life. What we try to do is to mitigate the risk. What is the risk mitigation here? It's a comparison. You make a comparison. Again, I say, Pikin when go school must come back with a report card now, right? So if you compare those when they government now, 25 years PDP and APC and on the rule Nigeria and Edo State. The last 8 years, one man, first half he wear APC jersey, second half he wear PDP jersey. What will be their report card? Sector by sector. Now you go assess them. Risk day everything when we do for life. But what do? You mitigate your risk by pound for pound, you check. 25 years in a state with income profile of 16 billion naira per month. And debt profile now, 570 billion going to 600. You go look them, you go check them. Then I have referred to you Abia State, the only state where you have Labour Party. Labour Party, we hold our people to account. Peter Obi is our leader. He says he wants to move Nigeria from consumption to production. Look at Abia State. In less than 1 year, look at the achievements of Alex Oti. That is how you mitigate your risk. To say, well, since they no finish, and I have only one choice to make, I can't vote in 2 governors. You can't vote 2 governors now. Now only one governor you go vote. You go come ask yourself, the ones when don dey there for 25 years until now they say he go do am, or the ones when dey for one place for 1 year and they don dey do am, not be story to talk of ego. We not dey ego matter, okay, Sola. We don't pass ego matter. So I move on. That is the only thing I can say to Ken Sola.
Let's have the next one.
Paugie. It be like say the phone line one.
Yeah, he says, is it fair that
I got
is stepping out?
I got the question. Yes. I was just saying that I just wanted him to understand that we did not, nobody's trying to frustrate his question. So we managed to hear the question. And it's all about the issue of zoning. And is it fair that a Benin man is taking over or attempting to take over from another Benin man? Politics is about participation. It's a game of numbers. It's also conducted by political parties. So you not go work for UTC, go collect your money for Leventis. I belong to the Labour Party. Internally, we took a decision that we will throw open our primaries because our considerations are different. We are peculiar. Coming to the table for the first time, we say we will not, as Oyibo talk, circumscribe ourselves to one zone or one tribe. We say make everybody come because we just the start. The Yorubas call it Sheshedi, right? We just the start. So that let all go for these primaries. Bini go, Ishan go, Afemai go. Who win? Carry tickets. Then we'll set the clock. So after the Bini man win, I win. And I won convincingly. Out of available 343 votes, I carry 316. How you say make we do am? We go say you go leave person where get 316. Then you go pick because of considerations of tribe and zoning. We want to win an election. So we now decided you cannot transplant zoning from PDP. Say you want to carry the zoning, enter Labour. So as we don't do am, Benin man don't win. Next time around, we move to the next zone. Now our own party, each party with your own destiny. And by the way, Paugie, development does not know tribe. Development does not know where you come from. I just mentioned Oromi now. They have had 3 federal ministers of work from that place. They're not getting road till today. So how you see them? Labour Party even spread development. Then be our own. So I hope I've been able to answer that question. Ogbemudia asked us about defending the vote. If you fall Mugu once, it's not bad. Now second Mugu, that be the issue.
Yes.
So 2023 they do us the thing. But in Benin we have a parable. The stone that you see from far ought not to blind your eye. So they should count for our eye before. It not go happen again. Abia State conducted elections. There was every effort to frustrate Labour Party, but we prevailed. So defending the vote and all of that's a matter of strategy. Not be on top radio now you can't hear from my mouth how we want to defend the vote. I just need to give you the assurance that our eyes are peeled, our eyes are opened. One of the things we failed to do the last time was to ensure that we had boots on the ground. Today, I'm happy to report to you, Labour Party will have submitted to INEC polling unit agents for all 4,518 units. Because if you not get people on ground, that's the beginning of failure. You understand? So that structure is in place. So beyond that, the rest will be expo. You don't want to give expo to your opponents. Just take it from us that you can't cry more than the bereaved. You can't be more Catholic than the Pope.
Exactly.
We are on top of it. Ogbemudia. IK Obina wants to join Labour Party. I take God beg you. Sharp. Please report to Labour Party Secretariat, number 2, Sokmamba Road. That tall building where you go see my banner surrender. IK, please go there quick. I beg. We need you now. We need you. If you want, you can call the station back, give us your number and house address. We go come find you. We need you like yesterday.
All right.
And thank you. No, we never finish.
Okay.
My sister. Are we abandoning any of the questions?
Our time is more than far spent. However, there are some questions here that I'm going to wrap up with.
It won't be nice not to answer Julius now.
Let's have it. Julius Elder
It's
Statesman.
just that Julius,
Education and
Julius
real.
has, he said he wants to see my manifesto.
Yes, online.
So my manifesto will be released today.
Okay.
The reason why it is coming out now, 1 month to the election, is that anybody can write manifesto. Any idiot can put pen to paper, right? Even me as a lawyer, it's not my work not to write.
Yes.
But your manifesto must be based on experience, must be experiential. What do the people need? I have gone around the state once, 18 local governments. Now I can put pen to paper and address their concerns. Otherwise, it's just an academic exercise. So today, you will see our manifesto. And in there you will see our plans as articulated. He wants to know education, forest, power. I think we've talked about power.
Yes.
He raised the issue about zoning. I think I've addressed that already.
Yes.
Education, I've told you what we want to do. Can I just deal with education?
All right, fantastic.
Number one, our school infrastructure is decrepit. Unacceptable. I only schooled in Nigeria. I didn't go anywhere. This with a chop book for here. We are champions in education. But that is no longer the story. And the environment for learning is as important as the learning itself. If you want good outcomes, the environment must be sorted out. So for me, it is unacceptable the way our infrastructure is, but it's beyond infrastructure, it's beyond brick and mortar. You move now to teachers. Teachers, my experience around the state, communities have to put money together to hire teachers. It is a constant all over the place I've gone to. And it's a haphazard recruitment process. They say, Benga, come, what do you study English? You will teach them maths. It'd be like you say you go submit teach maths. What kind of outcomes will you get? But they mean well. In the absence of government, this is their own self-help effort. But it has dangerous consequences. So government must play its role. Teacher recruitment, teacher remuneration, teacher training. What are the teachers teaching the children? Then last but not the least, what is the curriculum? You can't use the curriculum we used in Nana Primary School in 1978. A child who is not being taught technology today is a functional illiterate in the world that we live in today. 16 billion that you earn every month. UNESCO gives you the prescription, what you should spend, what you should budget
for education.
Because human capital development is critical. So for the others, let us ask Julius to just wait, watch this space. Breaking news, Olumide Akpata manifesto will be released today.
All right, there's a question that has repeated itself. It's the final question. And when you answer that question, you give us your final thoughts. The question is, what are you going to do about market unions in Edo State? It is a recurring question. I have like 5 already asked already. And it's something that the Edo people really want to know from the person they're going to throw their weight behind.
I don't think it's just about market unions. It's unions generally that have become like hydra-headed monsters. You know, what we find out is that, and this is my experience around the state, you find out that some of these people these unions come together and then become, what's the word now? They have become oppressive. So the people are complaining. Now, I was president of the Nigerian Bar Association. That is a union of sorts.
Yes.
So every union has its own right. Constitutionally provided rights, freedom of association. Is guaranteed by the Constitution. But when I was studying law in 100 level, there was a saying, everybody has the right to yell fire. But your right to yell fire stops when you are in a crowded theater. Because if you yell fire in a crowded theater, a stampede can ensue. People get injured. So your right to be a union or an association stops when my own right begins. I will allow unions to operate because some unions complain that government comes, harasses them, government takes over their dues collection. That is not acceptable. I was president of the bar. Nobody will come and take over collection of lawyers' dues from us. However, the unions cannot now go and conduct themselves in an oppressive manner. And I'm referring to the market unions. I'm referring now to the transport unions. Run your association, no problem, but do not oppress the people. You cannot begin to prescribe
prices.
Well, even I am even suffering from it. In the markets, our market a few days ago, market union came out to say, or at least market leaders, if you are not wearing the cap of a certain candidate, you're not going to open your share today. Oppressive conduct. Totally unacceptable. Urban market. Because I am in this market, you now want to tell me how to make my own political choices? That is, you have crossed the line. So we must have society organized in such a way that people must be allowed to conduct their affairs without let or hindrance.
And final thoughts?
My final thoughts. My people now on a handy day. Really, really, it boils down to our own personal choices. And you know, when I say now on a handy day, it is literally and figuratively. Literally, because you see this finger that you will place on the ballot paper, where it is? Na handy day. That is literally. Figuratively, it is your choice to make. The good book, the Bible says, I put before you life and death. Choose one. It is really up to our people to decide. You know, there is what they call Stockholm Syndrome. A story from 1972, when a girl was kidnapped in Sweden. When they reached time to release the girl from her kidnapper, she said she not they go anywhere.
She's in love with the kidnapper.
She was in love with her kidnapper. You remember that story? So I am hoping that my Edo people are not suffering from Stockholm Syndrome because they are victims of political and economic kidnapping.
All right.
And they must free themselves. I have called 21st of September. I have renamed it Freedom Day. Edo Freedom Day. Our people come out, free yourselves from bondage. 16 billion every month, not be beans. Not be my mind.
Thank you so much. And Raphael says, please tell us where you said we should come to join Labour Party again. You said the beginning on Silver Road.
Labour Party Secretariat. Sakmomba Road number 2. You know that tall building? It used to be called Leventis Building. Right at Ring Road there. Our secretariat is on the first floor. We are receiving members. We are receiving members every day. Those who are living other camps where they have not found fulfillment. They will find fulfillment in Labour Party.
Thank you so much, and that's our show. Thank you for joining us. This has been what the Honourable has got to say on your One Family, One radio station, Super 88.1 FM. We have been dialoguing with the Guba candidate of the Labour Party, Barrister Olumide Akpata. My name is Joyce Chukwuka. Good morning, Edo State.